Yo, what up, world? So Elmo, the Universal Humanitarian, you already know. And I got my special guest, creator, Goddess Shay, today, and we here to talk about spirituality, the reality of spirituality. And this is the Universal Humanitarian show where like-minded individuals come together and spread truth and knowledge to humanity. And I'm gonna let my guest creator introduce themselves.
Hey, so I go by Shay Pics. You can find me on YouTube or you can find me at Shay_Pics on Instagram. And I post like inspirational quotes and memes and all that stuff. And I do make videos on YouTube, but I'm in the process of revamping my page. But everything that I do is geared toward spirituality and basically helping people be the best selves that they can be.
Okay, so I got a question before we start.
Okay.
What made you get into spirituality and when? I know that's people want to know that.
Well, for me, it's been like a really slow process. It started, I want to say, probably like a peak of it started in 2011. Like one of the ladies I used to follow on YouTube that did natural hair videos, because I was like really into that at the time. Like she kind of started talking about spirituality, like angel numbers, and it just kind of went from there. And then I got into meditation and like I love meditation. I'll tell everybody like meditation is great. So like if you ever need any questions or you're going through a lot of things, anxiety, stress, meditation is awesome for that. And then like just with food and like I always been kind of cautious of what I ate and stuff. So it's just been like little by little, like that's how I got into it. Not even trying, I guess it's just meant to happen that way.
Okay, cool. So we're gonna talk about today a little bit about spirituality and health, food that can help increase our spirituality and our overall lifestyle. So I'm gonna let her speak more on that.
Okay, well, I just wanted to start off by first of all, I believe what we eat and what we put in our bodies has an effect on everything else that we do. So I do believe it's important to eat as nutrition based food as you can. Sometimes it's kind of hard depending on your budget and all that stuff. But one
Right.
thing I do recommend is teas. They're full of antioxidants, especially like with the coronavirus going around. Like I actually have like lemon tea here, but this is something that, or maybe y'all can't really see it for real. But this is something that people can drink if you want to get like a daily dose of vitamin C or just increase your vitamin C to help boost your immune system.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Turmeric is really good. It has antioxidants in it. Um, Cinnamon is good. You can incorporate it in your meals, or you can take the cinnamon capsules. But it's good to help with people with Alzheimer's. It helps with your memory. It helps, like me personally. I feel like my energy level increased a whole lot when I was taking cinnamon supplements. So that's all I have for right now. I could ramble all day
Okay,
long.
so you said it'd be better for people to come to a more natural, well eating, and healthy lifestyle.
I do think so. Like, even if like, and it's hard to, I feel like to convert 100% over. I understand it's not easy for everybody to do that, but I do believe like just things like drinking spring water. It has minerals in it, so that's something that we can drink instead of purified water because purified water can deplete those minerals from our bodies. And I
Right.
think a lot of people don't really talk about, even doctors don't really talk about like how important minerals are and how much they actually help the human body out.
Right. That's a good, very good point you made. It do make a very purposeful point to our body, and it make us healthy overall, mentally and spiritually.
Yes.
So that's very important for the people to know.
Yes, especially like if you suffer like with low energy levels, like I would say go on a juice fast or even just cut out corn, cut out bread, cut out all processed foods. And also like look at what you ate ate basically. So like you want to try to stay away from animals that were, I guess, breeded, if that makes sense, to
Or
for us to eat, like in the factories and stuff. Like try to eat grass fed food if you can. Like I said, I know it's easier said than done, but like from personal experience, like I felt so much better, and it's like it's amazing how food can really like play in your mind, like and in your spirit. Like once you eat right, you feel so much better.
right. And once you feel better, you start to look better on the outside. It start to show.
Yeah, and I feel like it's easier to connect to because your body is not bogged down with like trying to process all that crazy stuff.
Right, right. Yep. And what you say, it'll have effect on your overall aura and the way like how you attract luck in life or whatever. If you're not aware of your habits and your spirituality and your health.
Yes, I do believe they go hand in hand. So eating right, of course, you're gonna feel better. You're gonna attract better. You're gonna be more open to people and connecting with people and all that stuff. But if you're eating something and it makes you sluggish and makes you sleepy, of course, you're not gonna want to be bothered with anybody. And I feel like it all just go hand in hand. Like it's weird, but it all works together. And
Right,
Taisha,
right.
something good for skin. You can get like vitamin E. You can either take it or you can get the supplements with the little oil in it and put it on your skin, especially like you have dark spots. And extra virgin coconut oil is like really good for brightening skin too.
Right, right.
And then
It,
how I feel about alkaline water. I'm sorry, go ahead.
you can go ahead and answer the question. Go ahead, go ahead.
How I feel about alkaline water, I think it's beneficial. For me personally, like when I drink a lot of purified water, I have so much acid reflux, it's ridiculous. But I actually use spring water, which is it's not like it doesn't have a high pH balance as like label alkaline water,
Mm-hmm.
but it's like in the middle state, so it kind of helps neutralize your body out. And
Right,
also too, I will say with alkaline water, be careful because you want to get natural alkaline water, not the ones that they make alkaline, because that's not any good for you.
right. And one thing I want to say about the water, make sure you be mindful of how much you drink because you don't want to drink too much. Too much of anything is not good for
Hmm.
you. So you just
Right,
can't drink water. Water, you gotta juice it up, what I'm saying? Smoothie, then water. Keep a balance on everything, basically.
right.
So I think that's
And
very important.
especially with alkaline water, I know somebody that was drinking. I think it was Eternal. I think that's the name of the water. I can't remember, but he was drinking alkaline water and actually was messing with his kidneys. So, like what you said, it's like it's good to have a balance. Like you don't want to overdo it, but you want to have your body, in a natural state, in a balanced state.
Right. And the alkaline pH is 7 and above, and acidic is 6 and below, right?
Yeah, like so 7 is kind of neutral, and then 8 up is alkaline, and then below 7 is acidic.
Okay, that's what's up. And I do say alkaline sprays just in case. Like she said, you have like kidney problem with the water. I provide sprays that natural spray that boost your pH level up to an alkaline base.
That's
So I
pretty
thought
cool.
everybody should know that.
Try the extra virgin coconut oil. And try lemon for dark spots too. Like lemon would help brighten it up too. Because I had like a burn spot somewhere on my face, and my auntie told me about that. I used that and extra virgin coconut oil, and it cleared it. It cleared it right on up.
Right. You want to go natural, like if you're dealing with the facial product, because you can't go wrong with natural. Your body made to absorb natural nutrients. You know what I'm saying? So natural is the better way to go. And I do say herbal face mask, CBD face mask and natural. So if you're looking for that type of product, we can supply you that too.
That's pretty
But
cool.
the best way to go around everything gonna be the natural way to me.
Oh yeah, and getting the sunlight too. I think is really good. Like it's really beneficial for us as well. I try to go out there every day. Sometimes I don't make it. But I try to go outside, and I feel like that helps my skin too. Like just
Right.
I guess the sweating. I don't know, but I feel like being outside in the sun really does help my skin out a lot as well.
Me too. I agree with that. Just getting out in nature, period.
Hmm.
Connecting with nature,
Oh yeah,
building a
grounding.
connection with it.
What are your thoughts on grounding?
Hmm. For me,
Yeah.
my thoughts on grounding.
Hmm.
Grounding really mean to me is having like a level mind, like like you grounding yourself. You're not really part of nothing that you like grounding to the environment, adapting to the environment. So once that ground, they really adapting to nature.
Hmm.
Hmm. That's
And that's
my opinion on ground.
well, and I asked because like what you were saying about going out in nature and like grounding. Once again, if anybody has trouble sleeping, like going outside barefoot, I don't know what it is, but it made me think about when I was a kid. When we were kids and we were outside playing, and I feel like that's when I had the best sleep when I was a child. And when I
Right.
think about it, like what was I doing as a kid? I stayed outside all the time.
And you
So
were having fun, like in the fun mind state.
yeah,
So
that's true too. Yeah,
it's very important to have like positive thoughts.
yes, they do shape our reality.
Yo, you hear me?
Okay, I hear you now. You blacked out for a second there.
Yeah, my bad. Yeah, it's important to have positive thoughts. I can't hear
Oh
nobody.
yeah, and it's hard sometimes. Like it's hard, but it is beneficial to think as positively as you can, and just
Hold
really
on, I'm gonna have to come back in. I can't hear you right quick. I'm gonna have to
okay.
come right back in.
Okay.
Yeah, my bad for the interruption. It kicked me out every time, like a phone call come through or something.
Okay.
Yeah, my bad. I still had some more questions, more
VPN.
comments. Uh, Let me give a shout out to everybody in the comment right quick. Shout out to everybody in the comment. Moon Mama, Monique Ruffin. Good to see you, Moon Mommy. God Body D Calico, what's up? Special shout out to Vivian Jones. She said, grounding doing meditation is awesome. That's
I
how I
haven't
end
tried
meditation. Grounding my bare feet in the grass. Exactly.
That's pretty cool. I'm gonna have to try that. I haven't tried that one yet.
What, bare feet in the grass?
Like no, grounding outside. Like I haven't.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. That's
I'm
really
not
the proper way
meditating
to ground. You you
outside.
you,
Not
you sending
outside.
all your energy to nature. Like
Yeah.
that's why I call it grounding to the ground. Like you feel me?
Yeah.
So that's a good idea. That's a good topic she mentioned. Ground bare feet, yeah. Help you connect more closer to nature, putting your bare feet on it, right? So you can absorb the radiation from nature and from the sun at the same time.
Yeah.
Which which that create this right here, the electromagnetic let me see, my bad. It create this electromagnetic field around the body. We make it like a bubble because the body is receiving energy and it's giving out energy. So you know what I'm saying. So whatever thoughts you put out, whatever thoughts you receive, it comes inside your aura or your magnetic field. So I thought that was important.
Oh yeah. And you taught me something that's pretty cool.
But yeah, let's see. She said, "What system are you guys using?" Oh, nah, this a platform called StreamYard. And she
Woo.
said, "I once buried my feet in soul and meditated." Yeah, that's really a
That,
great way
right. That is pretty dope. Like I might have to
to
try that one.
meditate. Yeah, you should try that. That interesting. And
How did you feel afterwards?
huh?
I want to know how she feel after, like she buried her feet during meditation.
I know it was a great feeling.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anything else you had to say on like health and spirituality? Like what oh yeah, types of food that we already mentioned that, right?
Well, I did mention some teas,
Oh
and
yeah, the teas.
herbs. I had bought some herbs in the room so I wouldn't forget. But
Mm-hmm.
peppermint tea is good for digestion and also insomnia if you have trouble sleeping. Chamomile tea is good for insomnia. Um, what else? Those like and raspberry leaf tea is really good for women, especially like if you're pregnant. It's supposed to like help tone your, I don't know the proper term for it, but like I guess tone your uterus to make
Mm-hmm.
childbirth a little bit easier. And I've heard
Mm-hmm.
like I drank some when I was pregnant with my son. I do think it helped him come a little earlier, so I will say like just use it with caution. But even if you're not pregnant, it's still supposed to be really good for the woman's reproductive system.
Right. Teas period is like good for you. That was the ancient Chinese used to drink a lot herbal teas, and they still do to this day.
And
And I think that we
okay,
need to come to the conclusion to do too, right?
I agree because I feel like they typically live a long time. I feel like, and they all look really, young, and so I'm like, why not?
Right. Uh, any other topic you want to bring up?
Um, Not that I can think of off the top of my head.
Okay. Well, you want to talk about a little spiritual warfare and how that operate?
We can go. Yeah, let's talk
I,
about
I started off like spiritual warfare. To me, in my opinion, is like being up on the influence of energy without being aware.
it. I agree
So
with
that
that.
can cause warfare within the spiritual realm of yourself, because it all manifests from the spiritual into the physical, which it can be positive or negative. So it's very important to have your spiritual mind right too, as well as your mental mind and your physical. You feel me?
That's true.
So I'll let you speak a little bit about that. Then I'll carry on from what you say.
Well, I do like when you said that. I automatically thought about consumerism and like what you said about being under like an attack and not really realizing it. But I'm like one of those kind of crazy conspiracy theorists, and like I do believe that there is a matrix.
Mm-hmm.
Because the best example I can think of right now is I think about Super Bowl, and it's like one of the highest grossing days in the country. But why is it that we feel like we need to spend so much money on a game that we have no real outcome? You know what I mean? Like I just feel like they
Or
put
no control.
yeah, and I feel like they put different things in our way to distract us, and we spend our money on stuff that we shouldn't be. I just
Right. Money and energy. Really, money is a currency, which is energy. So if we spend our money toward these celebrity and shows, so that means we spending our energy.
right. And it's like I feel like it's even a way of control, like you said with celebrities. Like, why do we look to them for anything? You know what I mean? Like they're people like we are. So
Vivian asked a good question. Let me put that up there. She said, do y'all think the biggest battle in spiritual warfare come from our own people? Right. I
mhm.
say yes, because our people are not self aware enough to know who they are. Because they did. They'll have that figured out by now. But that's what we here for. Spread knowledge and truth to the people that trying to find it. You feel me? So until we get right spiritually, like it ain't gonna be right physically. That's how
Right.
I think. In my opinion, you know what I'm saying?
I feel like it comes from our own people, but at the same time, some people really don't know. Now, I feel like the people that do know and they choose not to teach or they choose not to share knowledge or anything, or they just ignore it, then yeah, I feel like they're our biggest problem.
Right.
But
But
oh, go
this
ahead.
the thing I say about like when you say our people, like all our people ain't gonna be good or spiritual. Everybody got their own experience in their life.
That is true.
You know, that's my perspective on good and bad. It'll never be utopia because this earth ain't made for good or bad. It's only made for experiences. So
Yeah,
whatever experience you live out, that could be good or bad. That's what you sign up to do. So everybody ain't signed up to be peaceful. That's what I'm saying. That's my point.
that is true. But I have a question for you. So I was thinking, what because we talk about the last days, end of times, and all that stuff. And we say that that's when Jesus will come back, right? But I
Hmm.
was wondering, like, what if when he comes back, is when we actually get our ish together as people? Like,
Right. You're
maybe,
right.
because, like, why would he, like, I feel like that's when we get the reward of being risen from the dead, when we all embrace each other. And, I just was wondering, like, why do we look like things are getting so bad now? I just feel like, you know what I'm saying? I don't know
Yeah,
if
I
I'm.
feel exactly what you're saying. Like spiritual wise, Jesus coming back. He coming back by us talking about making everybody being self-aware. See, the goal of the Bible is to use the right side of your hemisphere of your brain, so that'll have Christ consciousness. To have Christ consciousness is bringing back. So when everybody comes to that level of consciousness, Jesus will be back, and everything will get a little better. It'll get better. It ain't gonna be perfect, but it'll get better.
Yeah.
It's all about consciousness. That's the purpose of spirituality, to reach a certain amount of consciousness where you can transcend the matrix that you said, where you can see the deception in the matrix. But until you become aware of self and conscious enough, you'll forever be in the illusion of the matrix.
That's true.
But we must realize it's all experience. No matter what we go through, we sign up to experience this lifetime. No
Right.
matter how tough it is, how rough it is, how easy it is. They were the lesson we signed up. But that better said than done.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is true. And it is, life is about experiences. And I like, even helping people, like sometimes we can think about, man, why do I go through this? But then you may never know, like you may be that thing or that reason why somebody else pulls through. So,
Right. That right there can lead a million more people from your
right.
situation. You never know. But yeah. And you gotta be aware of your thoughts. You wanna put out good things so you can receive good things. You know what I'm talking about?
Hmm.
You don't wanna put out negative thoughts, and negative things could be manifested from that. But you're gonna have both of them. I'm not saying like you ain't gonna think negative. It's just all about what one you give your attention and energy. It's all
I,
about energy.
I agree, because you can't help bad thoughts coming and bad things happening. So, but as long as you can try to redirect that to whatever positive things. And I do believe, like, you attract what you think about all the time. So if you're thinking negatively or you're thinking that something bad is always going to happen, then it probably will. But if
Right,
you towards the positive side and try to be positive, then more positive things will come to you.
right. In my opinion, I think it's like a triplicity of choices. You got positive, negative, and you got a neutral, right?
Right.
So positive gonna be good, negative gonna be evil, and neutral they're gonna be neutral. Well, I said neutral gonna be like transmuting the energy. So as long as you stay in the middle, you balance. If you stay in the neutral zone, you can balance out your karma, right? Cause doing too much good will get you killed the same way as doing too much bad will get you killed. So it's all about balance,
Yeah. I
balancing your thoughts. You feel me?
yeah. I
Don't
think
just
about that. Oh, go ahead.
go ahead, go ahead.
No, it just, like, I actually thought of a line from a song, but it says, "Being humble doesn't work as well as being aware." And
Right,
it said that made me think about it.
right. Cause too much good will get you hurt just as
Mhm.
well as too much bad. So
Right.
this world is all about balance. It's a dual world, but it's all about the Trinity. That's where the Holy Trinity come in at negative, positive, and neutral. and we all have a choice to choose.
Yeah.
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 And let me see what else we can see. Yeah, and the goal is to use the right hemisphere, the right side of your brain, which is creativity, imagination, holistic thinking, intuition. Like most people using the left side, like logic, they try to think they can figure out everything. But when it comes to spirituality, you're more dealing with the left, let me say the right side of the brain. You know, with the intuition. You can't see intuition, you know. That's just something you know that you were born with and you don't know how, but
Right.
and arts, rhythm, non-verbal feeling, they got something to do with your electromagnetic field too. How people can feel you before you even say something. They can read your electromagnetic field. That's why it's very important. Be careful with who you have sex with, because they become a part of your electromagnetic field or your aura. And depending on how they soul is, depending on how it's going to affect you. So
I do agree with it.
yeah, the same way we have electromagnetic field in the aura, the Earth have one, and the universe have electromagnetic field also. This field also protect us from negative forces and positive forces, because we are neutral. We right here in the middle, right? And whatever we let come in for either side, left or right, positive, negative, it's our choice. So it's important for us to get in tune with Earth frequency too. You know, Earth have its own frequency too,
Yeah.
right? So once you ground yourself in nature, that's when you come in tune like with Earth frequency also. Peace and love to all the comment. And yeah, but that's how you attract some. Long you keep your aura clean, like healthy food. That's a part, like you said, food is a way to increase your spirituality and your health.
Yeah.
Not only do it increase your health, it increase your electrolytes in your body. Will build more electricity in your body. Will build more energy, because energy deal with electricity and magnetism. So the more electricity you build up by eating alkaline food, the more access you have to spiritual access. I said, yeah, you can
Right.
have more spiritual access because you're on a higher vibration. And like she said, eating dead flesh, you don't want to eat dead flesh that's been tortured. They got to kill the animal, right? So when you eat a steak and you feel all sluggish and you start getting emotional and you don't know why, and because you putting genotypes of dead flesh in your body, which cows have emotion too. They cry
Right.
just like we cry. So
Right. I actually like I didn't realize this until I saw a video of like cows. I think they were getting released from some barn or something. But like they were happy and like jumping around and all that stuff. And I was like, man, I didn't really think about it like that until I saw that video. So
right,
it's very true.
and they treat them bad. So you know all that. Once you digest that, it goes into your energetic electromagnetic field, and you know that can cause holes in your aura. That's it. Hole. It can create holes in your electromagnetic field where little energy can seep in them. That can be good or bad. So you want to keep your electromagnetic energy around you strong and healthy, so you can have a shield around you. That's your invisible shield that we can't see. Just like Earth got an invisible shield. That's why no asteroids can't hit Earth. We got he got an she got an electromagnetic body around her to protect her from anything coming in her vicinity, good or bad.
And I want to
So
like piggyback on something you just said too. Like with eating, something that I just recently started doing, but I felt like spiritually I had some breakthroughs.
mm-hmm.
But I would say fast once a week. You can do it on the day that you were born, or you can just do whatever day is easiest for you. But fast once a week with like spiritual intention, not just for the body. But I do believe like too when we're eating a lot of different things and our body is so busy processing and breaking all that stuff down, it kind of keeps us from receiving any kind of spiritual message that we could. Versus when you're eating, you know, vegetables and fruit, basically food that's alive, it's
Right,
like it's just a feeling like you feel more connected.
Right. Feel more connected to the universal nature.
Hmm.
Right. And uh it's not gonna be easy, like she said. Fasting, you know what I'm saying? You just take one step at a time. You know, if you know you've been eating meat your whole life, you know you're not gonna stop tomorrow. So you just slow down in your service, and then you start from there. You
Yeah.
slow you slow it down before you know it, you've been stopped. Then you go to the fasting part.
All right.
Or you can fast just eating it one time a day. Like people just usually eat all day whenever they can. Just fast can be like eating one time a day, just starting off. You feel me?
All right.
But make sure do like she said, eat electrified food, alive food, like plant based, healthy food. Period. Organic based food will increase your awareness of self and your environment. And so said, her spiritual growth didn't start until she went plant based. Right. Cause like once you go plant based, you basically doing a detox of all that dead flesh you ate. After so long, all that'll leave your body and your vibration will raise.
All right.
And, and
But yeah,
what you have anything to say about how prayer impact your spirituality?
I feel like prayer is like a big thing, and that's why like I go back to why I believe diet and spirituality both go hand in hand. But even yeah, like I can't even really break it down. But prayer is like that's like my everything. That's something I do all the time. I really do believe in the power of prayer.
Right. I do too. I think prayer give you the mindset to know what you want
Hmm.
and the mindset
Especially like
to keep
okay.
that thought going. It keep you like if you pray for the same thing every day, it keep that thought fresh.
Hmm.
And if you put action into it, it should manifest. So that's why I
Right,
think prayer is very important.
right. And I was gonna say something, but I forgot already. But yeah, prayer is like prayer is. Oh yeah, I know what I was gonna say. And prayer and meditation go hand in hand too. Like when you praying is when you
Action.
talking to God, but when you meditating is just when you're listening to Him. And I feel like a lot of times we talk a lot about praying, but we don't take the time to actually listen to what is being told to us.
Right. Like the most Christian mind frame that acts. When you come self aware, you know that God is all knowing. So it ain't really no need for me to ask him. It just clarification of what's on my mind that I need to express to the universe, right?
All right,
So
all right,
when I pray, like I used to pray like back in the day when I was a Christian and stuff, but now I don't say demand. I just say what I need. Like I don't say please or let me. I speaking in the present like I already have it in the now.
right,
If I want something, speak it as I already have it.
right,
So that boosts your intellectual confidence up too. Once you express it like you already have it, instead of saying I want a car, I got the car that I need. I'm thankful for that car.
right.
As long as you say that so many times, you'll find yourself around and some real being thankful.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think that's very important too. Knowing how to pray,
right,
cause I don't think. Well, I ain't gonna say the universe or God no it's respond to your wants and needs. I think He already know your wants and needs, and He just want to make sure you align with what you want and need.
right, right. And I do agree with that. Like when I was like praying yesterday, and it like I was actually reading the scripture, and like basically what you were saying, why pray for stuff? God is all knowing. He already knows what we all need, or Most High knows what we need. So there's no need to pray for stuff that He already knows. I feel like it's more so about having faith as well too.
Right. Yeah.
Can't pray and not have
Faith.
faith.
Yeah. Faith is building up that intellectual confidence, basically building up your spiritual confidence. Let's say that
Right.
because you got to believe it to achieve it. To believe, you got to have the right mindset and the right thoughts, and have your mind in the right state in a high enough vibration where you can reach benevolent beings. That's another thing I want to talk about. Dealing with spiritual warfare and prayer and all that. You know, you whatever you put out is what you attract, right?
Right.
So it's a need to be very mindful when we praying and doing like working with spiritual that we be in a high vibration, because at that time when we're praying or whatever, we can attract benevolent being, which is good, but malevolent being, which is negative, right? Good or bad spirit, in other words. So if you're praying in a bad mood, you're probably gonna attract a bad spirit. If you praying sad or stress, like bad spirits attract fear, stress, guilt, shame, all that low vibrational. So it's very important to be mindful to pray happy. Even if you is sad, you just wanna you know, get into that meditation. Like that when meditation coming in too, cause like once you're sad, you need to learn how to level your thoughts, then pray. You feel me? You wanna have a balanced mind or a positive mind, then go step into prayer. Then you can attract your spirit guides or your angels or God or whatever you want to call it.
Right.
I think that's very important.
And that made sense, like what you just said about praying when you're upset, when you're sad and stuff. Because I mean, in that moment, your spirit might not even be, you know.
That's a good question. Hey, who do we pray to?
I say the Most High. I pray to the Most High, but I don't know.
I pray to God, universe. Me personally, those are different names of trying to describe something that infinite. Like
That is facts.
I pray. That's why we call it universe in the new age, because the universe is something that it forever expanding and infinite. So I hope people don't get it confused when we say universe instead of God. We saying the same thing, but universe is just a more expanded word. Anything can be a God. Your car can be a God, but can't nothing be the universe but the universe and us. We are the universe, and the universe are us. You feel me? So basically, I'm praying to the universe through me, to me. That sounds kind of crazy, but
But what you said made sense because like different terms describe basically the same idea. Because when you like study different religions, all of it is kind of like they're all praying to one. You know what I'm saying? Like
source.
right,
But
like
it got different names to that one
right.
source.
So
In my opinion, you can make it your own name. It's all about establishing your bond with the creative source. So if you want to call yourself God, so be it. You just stand in your God power. To me, like it don't saying like I'm God and it ain't no other God. No. If you look up the word God, then you'll understand what we saying.
and even in like the book, I think it's Psalms chapter 86. I forgot exactly what it said, but it said something about like God's children being God. I forgot exactly. Let me see if I can find it.
What it was about now?
It said something about like God's people or God, like God's. I don't want to miss. I don't want to say it
Uh,
wrong, but I just learned that this year.
yeah. See, God resides in the body of man. We are a living expression of God. So once people understand that realization, they'll understand me more and people more like us when we say we praying to the universe and we are God and goddesses and creators, which we are. That is not. We're not saying that to downgrade no creator, because we can't do that.
Right. I
Like my
don't think.
brother D Calico said, we are the macrocosm of the microcosm. Right. We are the universe and God and expressions of itself, having an experience as God. That what the Bible trying to get you to really understand about Jesus. That when Jesus come back, when you develop your Christ consciousness. Then you become aware that you are the creator of your universe, which is your body. And Ramutel Quip said, one source to most masculine energy, not so much with feminine. Right. In most traditional religion, they everything is masculine. Like they took the divine feminine away from reality, basically. But this is the time she come back. You know. And I got another question because I see on my page, I got a lot of Christians and people unlike us and how we think. What you got to say about people who call us witches? And they don't
Well,
know what they be talking about.
I mean, well, I hate the term witches because, truth be told, it's a lot of Black people that practice different kind of things that like, and for the longest time I was ignorant to it myself. Like, it's people that really be in the church, and I actually read books about people that were ministers, but then they practice a different thing on the other side. So even when you think about, and this is floated around a lot, but when you think about eating the bread and eating the body of Christ and drinking the wine with the juice, I mean, that's kind of what.
Well, yeah, that's a ritual.
Yeah.
That's witchcraft in the say.
Yeah, and they
Itself.
burn incense in Catholic churches and all that stuff, and they pray to. And that's the thing too. Like when we talk about Christianity, because I feel like a lot of times people only think about the one side. I guess Protestant, you know what I'm saying, like Baptist, Methodist. They only think about that, but they don't really think about the Catholic side of it. And they burn incense, they pray to different saints, Saint Jude, Saint Mary. So
Right. So they really basically doing the same thing, but they just justifying it by saying they way better than ours, like or better than. Are they unaware of what they're doing? That's what I think. More people are unaware that they're doing rituals by drinking bread and breaking bread and drinking wine.
Right.
On a certain day and certain time, every time, that's a ritual.
Right. And I found that scripture right quick. So it said, it's Psalms 82, verse 6. It said, I have said, ye are gods, and all of you are children of the Most High. So it said, but you shall die like men and fall like one of the princes. So that's in the Bible. I'm just saying.
Right. It tell you that ye are God, and it tell you that God within man.
Right.
And for people information, it's different types of whatever you want to be. You got oracles, you got witches, but you can be whatever. I'm gonna just say this: witchcraft is like a gun. A gun ain't never killed nobody.
Right.
It took a person to pick up the gun and shoot somebody. So you can use a gun to go hunt, or you can use a gun to be ignorant. It's your choice. So it ain't no such thing as somebody doing witchcraft. They evil. It's all about their heart, mind, and soul. So get that bullshit out y'all head.
And I want to say one more thing too, like, because like you said, a lot of things that we do, especially I feel like that Black folks do, we don't realize that it is some form of witchcraft. Like I remember, like a long time ago, I had trouble sleeping. I don't know if it's after somebody we knew had passed away or something. But my grandma told me to put a fork underneath my pillow. Now, at the time, I didn't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, but as I got older, I started to think, like, wait a minute, like, is this not? You know what I'm saying? Like, some witchcraft, or like the Book of Psalms. I actually recently downloaded the Power of Psalms, and people use songs for spells all the time.
It's a spell book.
Even like, I feel like even in my own personal experience, when I didn't even know what they used it for, I used to always read certain songs, and I felt a shift, I felt a change. So it is like,
yeah, all spells written in like riddles. I'm gonna say like in rhymes, and like song type thing. That's how spells are. So the whole Book of Psalms is a book of spells, basically. But we ain't here today to criticize nobody. We just trying to make everybody aware.
Right.
The more awareness you have, the more you know what you're actually doing. Ain't nothing wrong with that,
Right.
Only doing it with good intentions.
And then I also like to add, like, our ancestors did that. Like, our ancestors did all kind of stuff. Like, so I don't, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's almost like,
see, they really just natural remedies that, you know what I'm saying, that the European got from us, because we develop all these natural remedies, like during hard times. So, like you said, your grandma said, put a fork. Everybody got a fork. That's a natural remedy.
Right.
You feel me? So you can call that whatever you want to call it. If you want to say it bad or good, but it's all about the intention of how you're using the fork.
Right. Exactly. So
Yeah.
yeah.
So it ain't nothing to fear. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just some people chosen for their route and some people ain't. So some people ain't gonna never understand. They never will. We have no problem with that.
Right.
Stay in your lane, we stay in our lane. You feel me? But we gonna let you know the truth though. See, we ain't gonna sugarcoat and we ain't in no one box. That's one thing about us. We spiritual. We everything and nothing at the same time. So when somebody ask me what I am, I'm everything. I'm Christian, Muslim, Buddhism. I'm everything in one vessel.
And it like, and even looking at some of those religions, like a lot of religions are kind of the same. Like
Right,
they really are. So it like maybe that's a challenge for us, like for humanity, to realize that and put aside differences.
right. You gotta get over the good and the bad prospect of life. It's all about intentions. See, that's a whole nother story. See, I don't want to put that in everybody's head, but ain't no such thing good or bad. It's all about intention. Cause I'm gonna just say one for example. I walk in the house and I walk in my house right, my little baby on the couch right, and the old lady, the old ass lady right. They gonna sound fucked up, but I'm gonna say the difference between good and bad. The old ass lady got the knife to my baby throat and she about to cut my baby neck. So I shoot in the back of the head. Is that good or evil?
Right.
But my intention was good, but I had to do evil shit. So it's all about your intention. Like if you evil, you just intended to be evil. You feel me? If you good, that's your intention. So we gotta come aware of people's intention and stop judging.
Right. Right. So you're right about that.
And once you become more spiritual, you understand that too. So they're gonna penetrate a lot of people's subconsciously. They're gonna take a minute for them to digest that. But that's what it is. You got positive, negative, and neutral. I'm neutral. I ain't good or bad. I'm neutral. I got a choice to be whatever I choose to be. But it's best to keep it balanced. I know more people think it's best to be good. Like I just said, sometimes you got to be bad. You be in a position where you forced to use the negative side of life. So ain't no one way to God. That's what I want everybody to understand. If a motherfucker got to kill a person to get closer to God, that's what he signed up for. If you got to go to jail to get closer to God, if you got to have anything, you got to break your leg to get closer to God, then that's what it takes. Ain't no
Right.
one way. Nobody grow up perfect saying I'm gonna be this and that. It was through experience till you learn what you really want to set out to be.
Right.
And life is all about experience.
That is true. Like
We
Shakespeare
said
said,
people kill people they didn't intend to. Right. But you had killing intentions on your mind. So when you had the intention of killing, someone's gonna die. So it don't matter the person you shooting at or whatever. Killing, as long as death happened, it manifested. So that's my opinion on that. Right. Aries, go to God of Wars.
yeah,
Life is about balance. True, brother. It's all about balance
right.
and intention. As long as you keep good intentions, I think that's how you last longer too.
Yeah. And like a quote, I think it was Shakespeare that said, "Nothing is bad or good, but thinking makes it so." And
Right.
something that could be considered bad to one person would be considered good to somebody else.
Exactly. And that all come from perspective.
Hmm.
Like I can hold a picture up, I can hold an evil picture up and it'd be good in somebody else eye. It's all
Right.
about how you perceive it.
Right.
And however you perceive something, the level of awareness you're on. So that's why self-awareness is the most important religion of all. If you don't believe in yourself, you can't believe in nothing. You can't believe in God or nothing.
Right.
So it's important to believe in yourself because you are a part of God. God is a part of you. So right, bad intention makes a heavy heart. Right, heavy soul, heavy energetic field, dirty aura, all that type of shit.
Yep.
You give off bad vibration, like people can feel you without you even saying that. If you got bad intentions or just a low down vibration, you feel me? But
Right.
if you ain't self aware of your own vibration and your own, or you probably wouldn't notice that.
Right.
So
Exactly. Self awareness is very important. I feel like even in spirituality, self
yeah,
awareness.
that is spirituality to me. Cause in order to be spiritual, you got to be aware of yourself or your spiritual side of yourself.
Right.
Yeah,
And even trusting your intuition as well too.
right. Which is your spiritual self.
Right.
Intuition come from the spiritual realm, and the logic come from the physical or the masculine. So you got to have both of those in union with one to reach Christ consciousness. And it is reachable. It is evidence of people who reach God consciousness and Christ consciousness in history. So it's possible. It's all about reprogramming. You know what I'm saying? We've been so conditioned in this society, and we've been programmed that this shit right, this wrong. We don't do this. Stay away from that. That we don't have no power of our own.
Right.
So we depend on the government.
Now, I want to ask a question. Do you think what like a lot of stuff that's going on, maybe even just here in the country or like everywhere, but because there isn't like um things are more so on the masculine side, like I
Hmm.
don't know how to explain it, but they're like it doesn't seem like it's a space for femininity for real. And even in positions of power. So do you think like if it was a balance that things would be a little better or what do you think?
Right. If it was a battle in the world, it'd be better. But the world is controlled by it's balanced. Like it might seem like the government full of evil, but you got good people in there too to keep it balanced. Like Donald Trump just can't do what he wants to. He can't blow the world up. He gonna get stopped by benevolent beings. Like it is higher beings that control like high power. Like they ever try to fuck with Mother Nature for real, that when you gonna see some alien shit. Like, cause that when they gotta come down to protect the universe. They gotta protect Mother Nature. You know what I'm saying? In a way that we can't. So that's the only time I think in my mind we'll ever see an alien to protect this Mother Nature. Not us, 'cause we can protect ourselves. And we gonna forever die on and reincarnate. But Mother Nature gonna always be here with the same frequency.
That makes sense.
And one another thing about government, they on a higher perspective than we. Well, I don't say we are than normal people or the normal religious person or the normal spiritual person. What we think wrong, like I just said, it ain't wrong in their eye. What we think right, it ain't right in their eye. So it's all about perspective. When you once you evolve spiritual, it's perspective and experience.
But it makes sense.
Yeah. Anything you want to say on that?
No, no, I can't think of anything. But I mean, you did answer my question though.
And Trump gonna win again.
You think so? I actually had a dream back here in December that he passed away. Like I don't know if it
Yeah, he
was.
might get sick. That's another thing. He probably gonna win, but he might not finish the term. He might get sick and pass, or whatever they do in Hollywood.
Yeah,
You might fake the death or whatever.
yeah. Ain't no telling, cause. But
But like I said, he in there for a reason. Everything is like
I
in a
agree with
universal order and balance, right?
you. Yeah,
So even though he look all like the bad person, it's in the divine order.
I agree with it. I agree with it. So I'm curious to see how things will play out in the next couple of months.
Yeah, it's gonna be kind of different. What I can say, it's gonna be a lot different. Like the whole system finna reevaluate itself, and more discoveries and inventions and conspiracy theories about to come to light. You think us conspiracy theories liars? You gonna see that we the truth.
I'm actually interested in seeing how this. I forgot her name, Maxwell, but the lady that was with Jeffrey. Is it Epstein?
Epstein, yeah.
Epstein, yeah. So I'm curious to see how that works and who was all on those, like, because I looked online like at the flight logs, but I don't think it was like an official documented release yet. So I don't know how
Hmm.
true it is, but I am curious to see how
Right.
that plays.
Jeffrey Epstein, that's a whole nother show though. I'm gonna do my own show talking about how Hollywood play a big role in government officials and the law system and people going to jail, the media and all that shit. It's all illusion. It's all witchcraft and magic. But
I
I'm gonna
think-
do my own little show on that. How I break that down. That's a whole lot to digest. I don't even want to bring that on here,
yeah.
but
So
yeah,
I do agree. Like a lot of things. Like one thing I would tell people too watching is like when you watch TV, observe but don't absorb. I feel like
right,
we watch TV and then we almost mirror what we see sometimes on TV. That's why I barely even have my TV on. I don't, and it's no judgment to anybody that does, but I would just like you just start to realize stuff when you kind of pull back from society.
right. You have a better space of mind,
Yeah,
state of mind, because the TV and these shows and shit they subconscious program. So once you watch something, they might play certain colors and certain sound that hit a certain access to your subconscious to trigger certain emotional responses. That's why
right.
we get emotional like when movies come on, especially when they play the music.
Mm.
It's so not it that music hit a certain frequency in our body that makes
Mhm.
us emotional.
I was just about to say music and frequency. So
Right,
yeah,
right.
they can play something to make you sad, make you scared, make you. It's crazy when you start to really just take a step back and look at how
It's the
things.
same way like in the church too, man. You know what I'm saying? Like certain music make you sad, make you happy,
Right,
and they do that for a reason. They want a certain vibration on you at church so they can I'm just saying so they can dominate you, man. Dominate your energy. They want you in a certain vibration to dominate your energy in church. It's all brainwashing for real. Cause only real part you feel about church is the music, the choir. You know, the preacher said the same thing. He said every fucking Sunday. But we come to church really just to get in harmonic balance with the music. So cause music can either raise our vibration or it can lower our vibration.
right.
So we need to be mindful of that too. But I ain't saying nothing wrong with low vibrational music, because sometimes you need to listen to that to get them negative energies out of your field, out of your just release them negative energy. You might want to put on NBA just to feel gangster, just to release it. Instead of releasing it
Right,
on somebody else, you release it to the universe.
right,
Then you come back with some high vibrational music. But the
right.
key is balance.
That's what I'm about to say. Balance is
You
everything.
just you just can't listen to straight positive, 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 positive. Then they gonna come from nowhere, and you ain't gonna know how to transmute the energy. So
Right,
it best is balance it, cause you're gonna feel it in your heart, mind, and soul. Today I feel like I feel rowdy. A lot of I feel energetic.
right,
Basically, when you got a lot of energy, especially for people in the hood, we have a lot of energy and we don't know how to dispose of that energy, so it manifests in a bad situation where we might get in trouble.
yeah. And I feel like a lot of people don't talk about that enough either.
Yeah. So when we learn how to use our energy and learn why we feel that way, why we feel like we so bold and want to whoop somebody ass today, we can manifest a mansion with that energy if
Right,
we
transmute.
direct it to the right direction.
Yep, I agree with that. Yep.
Right. So I think we've been on here long enough for the people.
Well, I had a good time.
Well, introduce yourself again. Let people know where they can find you.
Well, I'm Shay Peaks, Shay_Peaks. You can find me on YouTube or you can find me on Instagram. That's where I like to post like positive content and all that stuff, spiritual content.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And my YouTube channel, I am revamping it, but it's going to be geared towards mostly what we were talking about today: diet, um, just I guess more so holistic living.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Building your spiritual immune system up.
right. And y'all, especially vitamin C, get vitamin C, get sun. Especially, with this whole coronavirus, that's the best way I feel like is preventive care. So do what you can to boost your own immune system up.
Right.
On the vaccine.
Right.
Get together yourself.
Right. And this is Universal Humanitarian, your boy Elmo, And we on the Universal Humanitarian show where like-minded individuals come together and drop truth and knowledge to humanity for the betterment of humanity. And I had today with me my soul fan creator goddess Shay Picks. And I appreciate you coming through,
Oh,
chilling
anytime.
with the kid and dropping knowledge to the people. Because I think it's very useful for people to know and be aware of what we discussed today.
Yeah, I agree. And thank you for having me again.
Oh yeah, my pleasure, my pleasure. I give a shout out to everybody that joined and participated in the comments and stuff. One love. You feel me? Peace. We gonna holler.